Now, 7 more interest groups that include the Legal Fraternity, Disability Caucus and Youth Activists are making their submissions on the Finance Bill 2023 that is undergoing public participation. More than 70 entities, both from government and non-governmental organizations, have appeared before the Kimani Kuria-led Committee that is expected to conclude receiving submissions on Monday next week before retreating to compile its report. Let's now cross over to where the presentations are being made and listening to the live proceedings.
Thank you, Chair. My name is Kimani Kuria-led, former MCA Kiambu, Theta Ward, and also former Chief Whip, Kiambu County Assembly. Thank you.
Where's Chair? Have something?
Chair, let me also welcome Jude Jomo. I served with him in, I think, 11th Parliament. And he's the man behind the controlling of interest rates by the banks. I think I worked with him very closely when I was the chairman of this committee. And we managed to push through that law, although subsequently it was amended. But I think you did a good job, Mheshimiwa. Karibu sana.
Thank you, Mheshimiwa. And interestingly, he also got a leave.
So maybe thank you, Chair. I first would like to commend the committee for. Thank you very much. I would like first to commend the committee for the good work that you are doing, and even for taking your time to listen to views of Wananchi on this proposed finance bill. We are going to be very short because we are not going to comment on every item or every proposal that has been done on this bill. And we are going to focus ourselves on what we think and what we have gathered from several people in Kiambu as matters that are going to affect them. The first one, Honorable Chair and members, is the increment of VAT from 8% to 16%. If you remember, petroleum products were zero-rated for quite some time. And the 8% one was introduced during the 12th Parliament amidst a lot of uproar from Wananchi because of the effects that it had on the economy. Because in every sector of economy will be affected by the increment in the cost of fuel. The 8% cost of fuel will be escalated to every sector of the economy. Food prices will go up. Transportation cost will go up. Every sector of the economy will go up. Therefore, Mr. Chairman, I don't want to go word by word according to our presentation, but we saw what happened when we moved, when the increment was done from 0 to 8%. The same thing is going to happen when now the increment will be done from 8% to 16%. There will be an escalation of cost of living. I don't need to remind this committee that the Kenya Kwanza government campaigned heavily and promised the people that it will cut the cost of living. The cost of living right now is very, very high, even before this increment is effected. And the effect of further increasing this tax may become unbearable to the people on the ground. And I would urge this committee to really consider rejecting this increment in the VAT rate of petroleum products. The second item, Honorable Chair and members, is a 3% levy on housing levy. It sounds a very good idea that we can have many houses and many people who cannot afford houses will be able to have houses. But, Honorable Chair, I think what this bill is trying to do is to usurp the powers, powers of Ajiko, to make her own decision on how to prioritize on her hard-won salary by saying that you must first prioritize 3% of your salary to owning a house. Honorable Chair, many people in Kiambu are unemployed, and the few who are employed may not have housing as their first priority. In Kiambu, we live in small, small pieces of land, which we inherit from our parents, and which maybe we buy from land buying companies. And we would find it, even for those who are employed, that housing may not be our priority right now. We would prioritize education for our children. We would prioritize even owning land where we can do some cultivation. Many people are now moving to areas where they can get bigger chunks of land so that they can do farming. So when you tell them that before they do that they have to own a house, it doesn't make sense to them. In any case, this housing, the concept looks like it is made for the urban. So what happens to the rural folks who have no interest in going to the high-rise apartments in the cities? What is there for our rural people in this housing scheme, in this affordable housing?